In the sun-drenched landscapes of the French Riviera during the 1950s, a wave of daring jewel thefts targets affluent tourists, echoing the signature style of a legendary cat burglar known as the Cat. John Robey, portrayed by the suave Cary Grant, is a reformed thief who once operated under that moniker. He has long retired to a peaceful life, tending vineyards in his elegant hilltop villa, having earned his freedom through heroic service in the French Resistance during World War II. However, when the police suspect him of resuming his criminal ways, they storm his home to arrest him. With quick wits and acrobatic prowess, Robey escapes through a window and flees across rooftops, evading capture in a tense chase that showcases his enduring agility. Seeking sanctuary, Robey heads to a seaside restaurant owned by his old comrade, Bertani. The staff there consists of former resistance fighters and ex-members of Robey's burglary gang, all paroled for their wartime valor. They harbor resentment toward the new thief, whose crimes cast suspicion on them and threaten their fragile freedom. Among them is Danielle Foussard, the spirited young daughter of the wine steward, who flirts with Robey and aids his getaway by speeding him away in a motorboat when the authorities arrive once more. Danielle harbors romantic feelings for Robey, adding a layer of personal tension to the unfolding drama. Determined to prove his innocence and unmask the copycat burglar, Robey enlists the aid of H. Hudson, a pragmatic British insurance agent played by John Williams, who is eager to recover stolen gems for his clients. Hudson supplies Robey with a confidential list of the Riviera's wealthiest visitors and their most prized jewels, hoping Robey's expertise will lead to the culprit. Topping the list are Jessie Stevens, a vivacious American oil widow portrayed by Jessie Royce Landis, and her sophisticated daughter, Frances, brought to life by the radiant Grace Kelly, posing as a lumber tycoon from Oregon named Mr. Burns. Robey ingratiates himself with a mother-daughter duo at their luxurious hotel in Cannes. Jessie, with her brash charm and fondness for gambling, warms to him immediately, while Frances displays a cool, teasing demeanor. That evening, after a lively dinner filled with witty banter, Frances surprises Robey with a bold kiss goodnight, hinting at her growing intrigue. The next morning, Frances invites Robey for a swim at a glamorous beach club. There, he reunites with Danielle, who arrives by a speedboat and mocks his American alias in a fit of jealousy, calling him out on his apparent interest in the heiress. Undeterred, Robey maintains his facade. Later, Frances drives Robey in her sleek convertible to view a potential rental villa, a pretext for him to scout possible theft targets. Amid the scenic drive along winding coastal roads, with the azure Mediterranean sparkling below, Frances confronts Robey, revealing she has deduced his true identity as the Cat. He denies it at first, but that night, in her opulent hotel suite overlooking the sea. As fireworks explode in a spectacular display symbolizing their chemistry, Roby confesses. Their conversation turns intimate, culminating in a passionate embrace that blends romance with the thrill of danger. Dawn brings betrayal. Jesse's priceless jewels vanish from her room. Enraged and feeling manipulated, Frances accuses Roby of using her affection as a diversion and summons the police. Roby slips away just in time, leaving Frances in tears. Now, a fugitive once more, he intensifies his vigil, staking out a lavish estate he predicts will be hit next. Under the cover of night, shrouded in shadows, Roby is ambushed by a shadowy figure. A fierce struggle ensues on the cliffside, where a second assailant intervenes but accidentally kills the first, who plummets into the waves below. The police retrieve the body, identifying it as Foussard, Danielle's father. In a press conference, the chief declares the case closed, attributing all thefts to the deceased man. But Roby, meeting secretly with Hugson and the authorities, exposes the flaw. Foussard had a wooden leg, rendering him incapable of the acrobatic rooftop climbs required for the burglaries. Grief and accusation peak at Foussard's somber funeral in a quaint cemetery. Danielle, overcome with sorrow, publicly blames Roby for her father's demise, slapping him in a moment of raw emotion. Outside, Frances approaches Roby with remorse, admitting her love and begging forgiveness. Seeing an opportunity, Roby persuades her to secure him an invitation to a grand masquerade ball at an opulent villa, where Jessie plans to wear her remaining gems, a perfect lure for the real thief. The ball is a whirlwind of elegance. Guests in elaborate 18th century costumes, swirling amid chandeliers and orchestral music. Roby arrives, disguised as a mysterious Moor in black face and turban, evading detection. Police lurk in the crowd, tense with anticipation. When Jessie asks the Moor to fetch her indigestion pills from upstairs, the officers grow suspicious. But in a clever switch, it is Hugson who returns in the costume, allowing Roby to prowl the rooftops unseen. As the party revels below, the thief strikes, pilfering jewels from unattended rooms. Roby spots a lithe figure in black emerging onto the roof and pounces, unmasking Danielle as the agile cat. She confesses her rooftop prowess, but denies masterminding the scheme. Police floodlights illuminate them, and in the chaos, Danielle flees with a bag of gems. Roby pursues her across the treacherous tiles, cornering her at the edge. She slips, dangling precariously from the gutter, clutching her wrist. Roby demands the truth. Danielle admits Bertani orchestrated the thefts, using her skills and the gang's knowledge to mimic Roby's methods. The police below hear her confession, vindicating Roby at last. With his name cleared, Roby speeds back to his villa in a triumphant drive. Frances follows in hot pursuit, declaring her desire to share his life. He consents with a smile, though his expression falters comically when she enthuses that her mother will adore the property, hinting at future domestic adventures amid the Riviera's timeless glamour.